a horror story in my mind would be that someone is just writing out checks for their employees, because then we have to go back and fix it. And it can take a lot of time to do that. And it's going to, take money off of your part as well, because time is money. Hi, I'm Alex. I am a payroll specialist here at CSI Accounting and Payroll. In simple terms, a payroll specialist just processes payroll, but really it is more than that. We're doing more than just pressing a button. We're making sure that your reports are accurate. For example, someone puts 800 hours versus 80. We do go through and make sure that everything looks accurate. I think that a lot of business owners don't really realize what all goes into payroll, which is why they outsource to someone like us. If you're just writing checks, that can get really messy. Taxes need to be taken out of them. It can hurt you as the business owner as well as the employee if you're just writing out checks and not taking out those correct taxes. I think one of the reasons that business owners come to a firm like us is because they aren't sure of all of the aspects of processing payroll. It's more than just getting your people paid, it's paying those taxes and making sure that they're paid correctly and to the right authorities. If they're not paid correctly, there are penalties and interest and fees that are applied to your account, which entails you to pay more in the long run. So there's a lot of options when it comes to choosing a payroll provider. You can go to one of those bigger corporations, which I feel like a lot of people start with because they're so well known. You can come to an accounting firm that also does payroll. You could hire someone in-house to process your payroll, or you can do it yourself. It really depends on your skill level, your comfortability. That can also bring challenges though too if you're doing it yourself or in-house, or even hiring someone. You want to make sure that you have the right person that's understanding, because again, it all goes back to the compliance and making sure that you are compliant with those tax authorities, the federal level and state. And then again, going back to just how important it is to make sure that your employees are paid correctly and on time. I would say one of the biggest reasons we find that they switch from a different provider is because of not getting the responses that they need. So that for one human interaction, a lot of times with these bigger companies, they're just getting put in a call queue or an email queue, and someone will get back to them within 24 or 48 hours. Actually, probably not even 24 hours, 48 hours, maybe even a couple days, a week in time, who knows. Working with an accounting firm that is more modeled around customer service like ours, you're going to get a dedicated payroll specialist in that sense that you can call them and they should be able to answer your phone calls right away. If not, they'll get back to you. I would say within the day. You have, like I said, a dedicated payroll specialist to go to. And so all of your emails and calls go directly to them, and you're able to get an answer a lot faster. So when you start with us, for example, for payroll, you'll start with one of our onboarding specialists, and they'll make sure that they gather all the information that we need. So we'll get all of your business information, your tax IDs, your tax state logins. So we really rely on you as the client to get us everything that we need on time, because if we don't, we can't just make it up. And we want to make sure that everything's going to be accurate. So, there have been times where employees maybe haven't been paid on time because we don't have the information that we need. I start my days the same every single day. I log in, open my email, go through my inbox, go through and make sure if there's anything important, try and get to that first, delete anything that's not necessary, and then I'll just start going through and processing payrolls, responding to emails from clients. We get a lot of questions from clients, whether it's something having to do with an audit. We can provide documents for you on that. Maybe an employee didn't get paid or didn't get paid right, so we work on a fix for that. Could be, you hire an employee in another state, so we need information from you about that. The tasks really are the same day to day, but they also vary. Most of the day we're working in iSolved, which is the software that we use for payroll. Also, we're working in a lot of spreadsheets. We have a lot of different spreadsheets. We try and consolidate them, but spreadsheets are kind of our love language, I feel like. But other than that, we're really just working in our payroll software. Being a payroll specialist, we often get asked about scams. And the most common one that we see by far is direct deposit scams. So you'll get an email from your employee saying, please change my account for, going forward or for the next payroll. And it's actually just someone, I don't know, in another country or in the next state over. Maybe he or she's in the apartment building over here, but they're just trying to get money quick. So they'll put their bank account in there, or they'll open a fake bank, or a real bank account but fake, and get the money transferred into their account instead of the employee's direct deposit account. So super important to make sure that you are speaking directly with the employees if they're going to change anything, to make sure that it's not fraud, because we have seen that quite a bit lately. There's a lot of things I like about the job. The structure. I'm a very organized person, so I like working off of the same schedule basically every day. Also, the team that we work with, both the internal payroll department as well as the whole the team as a whole, I feel like we all get along really well and we work really well together. Client relationships are super important in a role like this. There's a few relationships that I've developed quite a bit, actually, and it's fun to catch up and talk with them. There's one in particular that we exchange photos of my kids and her grandkids, and we like to talk about, weekend plans or how was your weekend. So it's just really nice to have that more human interaction with clients instead of just a business transaction. Getting to know them and them getting to know you is a really fun part of the job. Everyone loves payroll because that's how you get paid. Everyone wants to be paid. Everyone likes to be paid.